Hello, beautiful divine beings. Thank you for tuning in. This is Reãudan, and I am doing a reading regarding what it is that Spirit, the Divine, your guides, archangels, the angelic realm, the ascendant beings, the ascended masters, what it is, your ancestors as well, what it is they want you to know right now, what you need to know right now. Not what you think you need to know, but what you need to know. And I have already shuffled the cards because that saves time. But when I did, I saged and I clear and I call in my guides, your guides, our soul families, your ascended masters that work with you, your archangels that work with you, the angelic realm, sentient beings, those of higher vibration that are in the light and with the divine. And we ask the divine to be present with us always and to guide us. And so I have picked 3 decks for the reading today. And so rest assured, when you're finding this video, it doesn't matter when it was recorded, it's the right one for you, because you wouldn't have resonated to my channel if it wasn't. So trust that process. And always, if something in the reading, you're going to find that, this is for a lot of people. So a lot of it is for everybody, the mass consciousness. And, it's like some specifics might not be specific to you, and that's okay. But the general reading of each card, there is that meaning for you. And like I said, I've picked 3 decks, and the first one is this beautiful Angels and Ancestor Oracle cards by Kyle Gray. And you see the cards there before you. The next one I did is the medicine tarot, or medicine card deck there, and it doesn't really say who the author is, so there's that. And then the next ones I did are the there we go, the Native American Tarot deck by Magna and J.A. Gonzalez. So here we are. And so we will be looking at these and right now. And I read from the book because I don't want to miss out specifics for everyone, and then we'll elaborate a little bit on each of them. So the very first card you see here is the Spirit Fox, and it's a red fox, as you see there, and Spirit Fox is saying, trust your talents in changing times. His message is stay alert as change is in the air. And the energies around you are changing at this time. And although it may not always be comfortable, you are equipped with all that you need to survive this shift. You are being presented with opportunities to reach spaces you've never encountered before. And this makes you feel on edge, but be open to the shifts occurring, because they really are the answers to your prayers. The experience of being hunted or threatened is now behind you, and you are being invited to come out from your den and reveal your glory and talents. Call upon Spirit Fox Medicine to help you be seen for who you are, and trust in your talents in order to be the best you can be in these changing times. And the Spirit Fox, he's the red fox there, and they are amazingly resilient creatures, able to survive in urban environments or the freezing temperatures of the Arctic. Foxes know what it is like to be hunted. For centuries, they have been sought for their precious furs when all they wanted to do was survive. So the spirit fox can help you overcome the energies of adversity and unfair treatment. Also, urban foxes hide in cities and go out about their business in the dark hours. The fox offers the medicine of blending. So, he's really calling you, to stay alert because change is in the air, but to really recognize the talents that you have and you've been given and trust those. It's like you've been in the dark, you've been hiding for a while, but it's okay to really come out and be that beautiful divine being that you are, sharing your gifts with the world. And that's the emerging it's talking about, coming out of your den, your kiva, that inner space within you. We've had a lot of time right now to be inner, and hopefully a lot of you have been doing your inner work or just reevaluating and being still and quiet and having a lot of time to contemplate and see. But take stock of your talents is what this is saying, and allow them to emerge and just begin to be that beautiful being that you are, that wise, talented being. The next card is the eagle. And you see the eagle there, he's in flight, and eagle is saying, see from a higher perspective. His message is, look at things from a different angle, fly higher and see new possibilities. When the eagle card appears in a reading, it shows you that you have a real ability to take things higher and to move beyond the limitations of your ego and your selfish desires. Eagle medicine swirls around you, encouraging you to recognize that your views or visions may be limited at this time. Is there a chance that your own desperation, needs, or ego could be blocking you from seeing the potential of your current situation? So it's asking you to take a step back, come into your higher self and get a higher perspective and look at what the situation currently is. What is it teaching you as what's occurred? And looking at what's occurred and how it's changed you for the better. Not the whoa, pitiful me stuff, but the things that you can see that there's been a benefit for. So, it's saying, is there a chance that your own desperation, needs, or ego could be blocking you from seeing your potential of your current situation? If there are other people involved, you're being guided to see things from everyone's. If you are feeling the need for something to change, how can you take the higher road? Know that if you have tensions that aren't for the highest good, it will only hold you back. And that's very important. The highest good of yourself and the highest good of all. Not your selfish, self-serving, egoic thoughts. Eagle medicine can help you change this. The eagle brings the energy of healing and love directly from the heart of Father Sky and invites you to do all things from a loving place. So, that is Eagle's message for you. Just take some time to, step back. We have plenty of time right now, unless you're a first responder and you're pretty busy, but still you need to take some time and just kind of see the bigger picture, and look at everybody's perspective involved and just ground and center yourself and just let your, take a deep breath. Let's all do that right now. Take a deep breath with me. Breathe in. And breathe out, and allow your body to relax. And if you're not in a place to do that, just pause it and come back to this later. That's fine. But for now, just take another deep breath in. And breathe out, and allow your mind to just quiet your body, just to relax. Quiet the chattering. Allow all the sounds in your environment just to help you go deeper and deeper down into a deeper state of relaxation, a deeper state of being and knowing. Breathing in, you're relaxing and going deeper down. And breathing out, you're just releasing all resistance, allowing yourself to go deeper into the center of your being where you're all-knowing, connected with your higher self, the divine, and all that is there in that space. Good. And realize that this is the space where your higher self resides. So let's just connect with your higher self now. And I would like you either to visualize, or you can physically do this, or just know that your higher self resides generally just above your head. And if you would reach up, you can reach up and take hold of your higher self's hand and gently guide her down through the top of your head, your crown chakra, down into your body, nice and slowly. Continuing to allow yourself to relax, connecting with higher self and source and all that is, and just bringing your higher self there, down into your body, into the center of your being, totally integrated with you. And this is the place where you can see things from a higher perspective, and just be there for a few minutes and just think on what this situation that you're in right now, that you're questioning, you're having anxieties about, you feel threatened about, that you're hiding your beautiful divine being of who you are from the world. Good. And just, you'll either know it, see it, feel it, hear it. You might see some simple signs, colors, it doesn't matter. Just allow yourself to be there in that space. And you know, your higher self knows what that is. And just see it now. Dropping all your doubting, all the mind chatter, all the ego talk, all the selfish intentions and desires, not only of yourself but others. Just drop it, let it drop away, so you can just see the true nature there. Good. And just pay attention to what the universe, your guides, your higher self is showing you right now at this time. Allow your third eye to open so that you can see from a higher plane. Allow your crown chakra to open now, so you can soar above, high, and connect with the divine and see the universal truth of all that is and all that's going on in the world and your life. Good. And we're going to just allow all the chakras to open now, releasing all blocks that's keeping each and every one of your chakras from flowing in their natural rhythm, their natural pattern. Expanding and allowing those chakras to open fully, working and functioning properly and in harmonious rhythms with each other and all that is. Good. And then just gently allow yourself to come back to your conscious being here with me in the environment, listening to the sound of my voice, being fully grounded, fully back and present to continue this reading. And know that you can always go there. This is the place where you get your higher wisdom. So the next card we have from this deck is the Mountain. And You see here with this card that this is the mountain, and this is how deep it's embedded into the earth. And the mountain is telling you, stand your ground, hold firm to what you believe in or are focusing on, because it is absolutely right. Know that heaven and earth are supporting you. It says mountain energy is powerful because it is firmly rooted in the Great Mother and reaches high to the Great Father. If you're feeling challenged or pressured at this time, know that your spirit is more powerful than you think. You are resilient and grounded, and the energy and air of the mountain is giving you the unshakable strength to be who you are. Take time to root yourself deeply in this energy of the earth before welcoming in the energies of heaven. If you're not sure what you need to do next, the mountain card invites you to stay exactly where you are. Talk things over with those around you that you trust and who can be objective, who do not have their own ulterior motive or agenda, and know that change will come to you. You will be whole and well at the end of this current situation, and it will not stand in the way of your further growth and expansion. And it talks about the mountain, and it says mountains are strong and wise. They are rooted deep in the earth and reach high into the sky. They have been where they are for thousands of years. They have been home to animals. They have been climbed by humans, and they have seen seasons come and go. No matter what happened to them, they have remained strong, immovable, and unshakable, and so they offer you the spiritual energy of strength and resilience. So just know that in this time of change and the unknown, we're going to be doing things differently from here on out. And, what you are, you've had time to be internal, and things that you're thinking about of what your course of action is going forward. It's telling you, go for it. You're right on track. You're where you're supposed to be. And, that you have the energy within you of strength and resilience, and be like the mountain and stand your ground. Hold firm to what you believe in or focusing. Know that heaven and earth is supporting you. So what a beautiful message from these decks. This deck, again, this is the Kyle Gray Angel and Oracle Ancestor Oracle cards. And so we're going to move right along to the next ones. Hello, beautiful divine beings. You're going to have to, please excuse this. This is a product of the retrograding going on right now with the several planets. And so I had done this reading yesterday. I had taped it, posted it on YouTube and my Reãudan Facebook page. And this didn't show up in my thing. I went back to, after I post, I always go back and look at it, and I was like, oh my goodness. So I had to take it down and edit it. And in that process of discovering it and today, I had decided to change up my altar here. And there were some things on my main altar in my room that I wanted to really share and bring forward here in my card reading altar, and where I do a lot of channeling work. And so, as you see, this is my altar here, and I really love the feel of this new guided new altar. So I wanted just to share with you and, ask your forgiveness for this being different than the other altar that you will see. This was actually in the middle of the reading. So, change. We've already seen that with the spirit fox. So anyways, this is the medicine cards, the animal totems. And, Native Americans and their culture and many other cultures around the world have always seen the animals with certain characteristics that we all have within ourselves. And so when they appear to them, they're speaking to them and telling them, call upon me, I can be helpful and useful. Or they're saying, hey, you're upside down on this. Get in balance yourself, and begin to utilize this medicine in your life. So this is what these are about. And the very first one we see is the badger. And so badger medicine is very aggressive. Badger is the aggressive animal, period. And so with these cards, there's a little saying, and it says, badger, 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 until you reach your goal, know the inner power that lives in your soul. Badger represents aggressiveness. Badger is vicious and attacks with powerful aggression. Badger is quick to anger and quick to pounce. The power of badger's medicine is aggressiveness and the willing to fight for what it wants. The very thought of facing badger makes other animals run for cover. Like skunk, badger's reputation precedes it. Its hissing fangs will tear less aggressive opponents to shreds. Badger is the medicine of many powerful medicine women, for badger is also the keeper of medicine roots. Badger sees all the roots of Mother Earth's healing herbs hanging in its burrow home. These roots are a key to aggressive healing. Roots can ground negative energy into the earth by allowing illness to pass through a body into the ground as neutral energy. And this is, pretty evident in nature when the leaves fall from the trees and then they go down into the soil, and they decay and they turn into eventually nurturing energy. And so badger medicine people also are quick to act in a crisis, and they do not panic. If badger is a part of your medicine, you are quick to express your feelings, and you do not care what the consequences are. Badger people oftentimes insist on carrying the ball for the touchdown. This attitude, however, does not endear them to their teammates. Badger medicine may also point to the aggressive healer who will have the courage to use unconventional means to extract a cure, like the mother who sits for days nursing a child with high fever. Badger is willing to persist. Badger people can be vicious gossips, or may exhibit a chip on their shoulder syndrome, if they are out of balance. You can be sure that people with badger medicine will be aggressive enough to make it to the top of their chosen fields, because they do not give up. They are also the finest healers, because they will use any and all methods to ensure healing and will not give up on the critically ill. The badger person is often the boss, and the one that everyone fears. That same boss will surely keep a company afloat. Badger gets the job accomplished. Badger's certainty is a source of strength. If badger has appeared to you in your cards today, it may be telling that you have been too meek in trying to reach some goal. Think about that. Badger asks you, how long are you willing to sit and wait for the world to deliver your silver spoon? Because Badger knows that you can't sit and wait. You have to work and go out and get it. It's not going to come to you. In this medicine, the key is to be aggressive enough to do something about your present state of affairs. Badger is teaching you to get angry, but in a creative way, and say, I won't take it anymore. You must follow up by keeping your eye on the goal. Honor the healing process as you express those inner feelings. Be aggressive, but don't cut others to ribbons on the way. That's too much aggression. Use your anger to stop your lollying around, your whining and your blaming. The why can't I coulda, shoulda, woulda. So that your doldrum of apathy are a thing of the past. Badger is a powerful medicine when properly used for self-improvement. Remember, the Badger may be signaling a time when you can use your healing abilities to push ahead in life. Heal yourself aggressively, removing the barriers that don't grow corn. So that which is not serving you, that is not helping you get what you want in this life. And it's time for us all to heal ourselves, go inward, look at those things holding us back, see where they're coming from, get to the root of it. Anyways, cut away the dead wood and use Badger's aggression to seek new levels of expression. Use Badger's medicine roots to keep grounded and centered in the process. And grounding is so important. We've already seen that in the mountain card. And, whenever you're feeling out of balance, it's just good to take a deep breath like we did before and just center yourself and quiet your mind. You might want to go outside and be in nature, sit under a tree or on the ground, or at least get your feet on the ground. And by all means, take your shoes off and feel the ground underneath your feet, and then just breathe deep and breathe in the oxygen that Gaia, Mother Earth, the planet, and Father, Sky, Sun, the divine, the Creator, is giving us. It's a gift from them both. And breathe it into your body and just let it ground you into the ground and feel your feet like they're roots of a tree going into Gaia, deep into the earth. And in the center of her being, there's this white ball of flame. It's of purification, and it will transmute all the energies, all the negative stuff that we're holding that's keeping us back from living the desired life we really want. The divine and Gaia want you to be happy. They don't care, how you do it, as long as you're doing it in a way that helps and is beneficial to others on this planet, to humanity, to these beautiful animals and the plants and other beings here, and just being nurturing and kind and supportive instead of being destructive. And so next time you need to ground, just take a moment and do that. So that's what Badger had to share with us. So let's see what Eagle wants to share with us. There we go. So Eagle is a very majestic animal and is very significant to us in the United States of America and Native cultures and many, many other cultures of indigenous people and around the world. But and one of the reasons is because eagle is associated with spirit, because its ability to fly high and just almost touch the sky. And so the saying with this one is, eagle, fly high, touch great spirit, share your medicine, touch me, honor me, so that I may know you too. So this card is a number 1, and eagle, and it represents spirit. Eagle medicine is the power of the great spirit, the connection to the divine. It is the ability to live in the realm of spirit and remain connected and balanced within the realm of earth. eagle soars and is quick to observe expansiveness within the overall pattern of life. From the heights of the clouds, eagle is close to the heavens where the Great Spirit dwells. So, this is important because we've gotten eagle twice in our reading. The feathers of eagle are considered to be the most sacred of healing tools. They have been used for centuries by shamans to cleanse the aura of patients coming to them for healing. Within the belief system of Native American tribes, eagle represents a state of grace achieved through hard work, understanding, and a completion of the test of initiation, which results in the taking of one's personal power back. It is only through the trial of experiencing the lows in life, as well as the highs, and through the trials of trusting one's connection to the Great Spirit, that the right to use the essence of eagle medicine is earned. If you have pulled this symbol, eagle is reminding you to take heart and gather your courage, for the universe is presenting you with an opportunity to soar above the mundane levels of your life. The power of recognizing this opportunity may come in a form of spiritual tests. In being astute, you may recognize the place within your soul, personality, emotions, or psyche that needs bolstering or refinement or healing. By looking at the overall tapestry, and once again, tapestry, the weaver, eagle teaches you to broaden your sense of self beyond the horizon of what is presently visible, and learning to fiercely attack your personal fears of the unknown. The wings of your soul will be supported by the ever-present breezes, which are the breath of Great Spirit. Feed your body, but more importantly, feed your soul. Within the realm of Mother Earth and Father Sky, the dance that leads to flight involves the conquering of fear and the willingness to join in the adventure that you are co-creating with the divine, because we are all co-creating in this life. We affect each other and the world around us. And the Great Spirit does have a plan. It's just that we have free choices and we make right or wrong decisions. So the eagle is coming to us to get us higher above ourselves and into that higher state of knowing, so that we can see the overall picture and become like the powerful being that we are and co-create with the Great Spirit. If the eagle has majestically soared into your cards, you are being put on notice to reconnect with the element of air. Air is the mental plane, and in this instance, it is of higher mind. Wisdom comes in many strange and curious forms and is always related to the creative force of the Great Spirit. And air is breath, and it's the wind and the power of the trees when they dance and sway in the wind. And we know how powerful the wind can be because it can cause lots of damage on this earth. But that's just the power of it. So you need to reclaim and reconnect with your own power, and doing this through air, setting out. I love to set out and just feel the wind blowing. I just feel powerful, and I become with the wind. And so it is with your breath. And that's why this breath work with meditation and just really helps you overall ground and relax your body. It's like just by taking a deep breath when you're just so tensed, it forces your muscles to relax. That's a physiological response to bringing in the oxygen in our bodies. And that's why so many gurus and the ancient ones and meditation have used it for centuries and eons to just ground and center. At any rate, If you have been walking in the shadows of former realities, Eagle brings illumination. Eagle teaches you to look higher and to touch grandfather sun with your heart. To love the shadow as well as the light. And we all have a shadow side because we live in a world of duality. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just embracing it and thanking it for the lessons it's taught you, because, you know, you've gotten in trouble a lot in your life, but there was lessons to be learned there. And as long as you've learned those lessons, and you can say thank you to your shadow side, thank you to these lessons, to these people who have taught you that, and just see the light and just begin to live in the light and move into the light. See the beauty in both. And you will take flight like the eagle. Eagle medicine is the gift we give ourselves to remind us of the freedom of the skies. Eagle asks you to give yourself permission to legalize freedom within yourself and to flow and follow the joy that your heart desires, that which is within your heart and your soul, not your mind. You know, our truth center is within us, and it resides in our heart space, deep in the center of our being, because that's where truth resides. Universal truth, self-truth. All that's out here in the mind, all that's out in the environment, it's manipulated truth. Some of it is pure truth. It's education, information, but a lot of it's been manipulated. So soar high, connect, get into your center, your power center, and just begin to realize what, number one, first, your truth. And as you begin to know your truth and recognize truth and not the manipulated stuff, then, we had, we'll just see that in the next card we have here, which is the weasel. But just knowing that truth resides within yourself, you can begin to see that on the outside world and be impactful in your own life and the outer world. So here on this next card we have weasel, and weasel represents stealth. And it's like quickness, agility. You know, its long body is very sleek and stealth. And the saying that goes along with this is, weasel, 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 who's in the hen house now? If I were to ask you, you'd say it was the cow. Weasel has an incredible amount of energy and ingenuity, yet is a difficult power totem to have. It is not without significance that the ermine or the weasel pelt was worn and is by royalty. Weasel's ears hear what is really being said, and that's important because of the card next to it as well, you know, and what we talked about is knowing the truth, hearing the truth. It is a great ability. Weasel's eyes see beneath the surface of a situation to know the many ramifications of an event. This too is a rare gift. So it's saying, learn from the weasel and use these gifts. It's within you. The chief sent, so this is talking about a little Native American story about the weasel. The chief sent weasel to the enemy camp to smoke them for power. What are the medicines of the enemy? The chief asked weasel upon its return. One of the other strengths about weasel is it never fails to give an accurate account of the enemy's numbers, strengths, and weaknesses. It was weasel who tearfully told the original people of the coming of the white boat people. These brothers have strange new medicine, said weasel. They will tell us that to live the way we do is wrong. They will confuse us with their talking bark. They have stolen thunder from the Sky Father and placed it in their weapons. which is the talking bark. They have no respect for the animal brothers and sisters, and they make their thunder speak to the animals and kill them. They will make the thunder speak to us also. Their numbers are too many to count, and these white brothers will steal everything from us but our spirits. The great dark shadow of the ravenous bird of death has fallen over the people. And this is truth. This is what did happen and is still happening. And this is just a story to kind of reiterate the truth that Weasel speaks, his ability to see. And then Weasel's fur changes colors with the season. Silent Weasel has many lessons to teach us. Weasel could confound Great Spirit. He could pick Great Spirit's pocket and then leave Great Spirit contemplating the divine navel. So that's just, how sneaky and cunning that Weasel can be, and he's deceptive, there too, making you question things. So, if this is your personal medicine, your powers of observations are keen. You seem to be saying, leave me alone and I will do the same for you. You might even look a bit guilty at times due to what you know from observing life. You may be a loner, hiding yourself away from others, or perhaps even a recluse. You are a powerful ally to have in any business organization, since you can see what the competition is doing. People may make a great mistake in sizing you up, since they don't immediately see your powers. But the first time they try to outsmart you, they will soon learn that your intelligence is greater than their own. Look to Weasel's power to tell you the hidden reasons behind anything. Some people are put off by the Weasel medicine, talent, and ability, but there are no bad medicines. Because what? Even bad things teach us lessons, and that's medicine, lessons. We all have the power, or we would not be here to heal Mother Earth on this planet. And we should be taking better care of this planet. She's our mother. She's a gift to us by the divine. And it's an honor to be a human being on this planet at this time, here and now, because we are impacting change. We're looking at the bigger picture. We're seeing the wrongs in this world, and we're standing up for them like the Grand Mountain. And we're using our intelligence to do it. We're not acting out of violence, and most of us, as a majority of people, there's always going to be those few that haven't gotten the lesson yet. We call that they have not awakened. Perhaps if you have Weasel power, you could use your secret gifts for the good of all. Observe who or what needs attention or a solution, and offer your assistance in your own quiet or discreet way. So what a beautiful message from these beautiful medicine cards and their beautiful animals, the totems. And so we're going to move on to the next reading, and that'll be back to the regular or the altar before it. So the very first card we have here in the Native American Tarot deck is the Medicine Woman. And the Medicine Woman, there's a saying here with it, and it says, remember, everything must be born of woman. It is the power the world has forgotten. Nonetheless, it is the law. Woman is the flowering tree, the center of the universe of creation, the Mother Earth. And you see that there's the number 3 there, and you see the medicine woman, and there's a tree behind her, the tree of life, and she's on the ground picking flowers for her, to use medicinally. And it's the number 3 in a traditional deck is the Empress card, whom we have made into the medicine woman, which represents the earth mother, Mother Nature, or the Mother Goddess, in whatever form she chooses to be shown. The Earth Mother is the patroness of fertility and growth, and the protector of all young and defenseless things. She is especially the mistress, protector, and patroness of all motherhood. The words mother and nature are key to the meaning of this card. Nature is the world around us, its cycles, the biological and spiritual interaction of the world with us, what is natural. Mother is the essence of the creative force inherent in motherhood, which is the middle cycle of a woman's life. The middle phase of the goddess, after the maiden, before the crone. The concept mother and nature unite to portray a creative person who deals with the ebb and flows of natural things of life and death, a healer. In Native American tradition, a medicine woman could also be a midwife and a spiritualist. The extent of her medicine was her own choice. She was expected to do no more or less than she was able. Though she was a holistic healer, primarily the medicine woman treated people with floral and medicine of the earth. She studied plants, their curative properties, and how much of the plants could be taken without disrupting their growth. She had to know the songs, prayers, and sacrifices needed to placate each species. Plants were considered part of the universal family and equal to human life. It was necessary to explain to the spirit of the plant why it was needed. One did not just take, one asked permission first. I think this is important in any, spiritual work that we do. At me, myself as a spiritual healer, I always see people in need, but I asked their higher self, their soul first, if I can send them energy, if they would accept the energy and allow, and then I proceed to send that, and it's up to them to receive it. It's the same thing as if, they come to me. It's like you have to allow the individual who is being treated or you're taking care of, you have to approach them and ask to help, if you can help them. And, then they have to be willing to accept it. Throughout time and in various cultures, medicine men and women, shamans, and herbalists have tried to be kindred with all living things in order to discern the elusive spirits, the essence of the world, and to build working relationships with them. The goal was to create remedies that would help their people. Native American healers use local plants and herbs, manipulations such as massage and sweat baths. The sweat baths or sweat lodge is a purification rite and many ceremonies in the Native American way. This card represents the step on the shamanic journey where power can be tapped to speed the cyclical forces of nature for the benefit of an injured being. It also represents the teacher of healing rites, practices, and ceremonies. The highest spiritual qualities are united with the lowest material qualities for healing processes, and they must be completed in balance. The continuality of life is here. The inheritance of blood and feminine flow which binds together all forms of nature. It says, when a medicine woman appears in a layout, she may be presaged great great fruitfulness and productivity, or badly aspected vacillation, procrastination, or overindulgence. These negative aspects can often result from the very beneficence of the card, which is too much of a good thing. And it tells you, it's warning you here, the skills of the initiate lies in wishing for the possible with creative results. However, blindly wishing for the impossible is self-destructive. And so this, this card is just about that feminine balance and the flow of nature and healing not only yourself but others. And you may be embarking on a time of looking at becoming more like a medicine woman, a healer, using the traditional herbs, or learning how the respect and balance of nature really does bring about a healing process. And not only by taking the remedies, but just in life, just coming in balance with the world around you can really eliminate a lot of stressors, And the trees are here to help ground us, and the plants are here, they nurture us. And just that understanding is a tremendous healing. And so that is the message of the medicine woman. And we'll move along to the next Native American tarot card. So here in this next card, number 14, we have the Weaver. And this card depicts a Navajo woman who kneels at her loom. She pours the water of life from a gourd into a vessel that holds the dyes of her creation. A hawk circles the plains between the Weaver and the mountain in the distance. The Weaver, in its most simple and primitive form, is attuned to Minerva, the goddess of wisdom. The lesson here is in the application of her wisdom. The great works consist in the mingling or weaving of contradictory elements. The Weaver implies the correct way of new life in the path of true will. So this talks about creation and creating using your free will. On a personal level, this means that you have the power to weave your own present and future. The pattern is set with each decision you make, but you can change the pattern at any time. Every moment we live, we make a decision, and each decision is like another strand of our personal tapestry. We have the choice as to the quality, color, thickness, type of dye used, and so on. So we're just, it's like just use your wisdom to create those things that are important to you. Those things that you desire in your life. Put your intentions on that. And just, it's telling you this energy is here for you. You're being supported by the universe. And it's time to create your own reality, your own destiny. It's true that there's a grand plan, but we're a strand in that grand plan. And as long as we're doing what we're supposed to be doing with our life purpose and living the right way, then we can create whatever we want within that spectrum. within our own strand. So in this very next card, we see the sun, and that is number 19. And in the picture, the sun is depicted by the Aztec calendar, the original one of which was very colorful. And it was dedicated to the sun god, Tonatiuh. I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but anyways, which is at the center of that picture. The first circle around the full center motive contains the 20-day signs of the Aztec. Beyond these are the stars and the heaven, and 2 serpents that represent day and night. And as you know, the sun represents day. And it also represents triumph. And you also see 2 Native American children, and one of them is pointing at the sun in the attempts to distract another child who is looking a little distressed and encumbered. She's the one in the dress, the full ceremonial dress. The interactions of the children, excuse me, suggest the possibility of enlightenment and happiness, love and friendship, and the inherent satisfaction brightens the scale and the scene. And it talks about time, and hope is inferred here, as well as the satisfaction, success, and commitment found in helping one another, and the reward of new friendship. The sun means happiness, high spirits, an accelerated, probably an acceleration too, but here it's and the acceptance of life. When the sun appears in a reading, it is splendor, triumph, success, health, wealth, and overabundant joy. It is influence. It's radiance, and it's radiant, and it spills over and shines on all the cards around it. So it's, really talking about this is the time, it's like for triumph and success. The sun rules the day, and our time is now. And it also it goes on to talk about the background is barren as a fallow field. Time and hope are inferred here, as well as the satisfaction, success, and contentment found in helping one another. Success generally is possible after a period of danger or doubt. So it's talking about, like in the background, it's been a little barren, but there's hope, and it's coming through us helping one another and being like the children, and friendship, offering friendship, and we're coming into a time where things are changing, and we are going to be successful. The sun will shine again. So, don't lose hope there. Don't lose doubt, because after hopelessness and doubt is success. So the final card we have here is the smoke signal, number 8 of pipes. And you see a mounted warrior on his horse, and he looks over his shoulder towards the distant hills and reads the messages in the smoke. The essence of smoke signals is the self-confidence needed for the exploration of new territory and the new responsibilities inherent in an expanded environment on any level. Smoke signals were used long ago, and they could be seen over long distances of open country and were used to convey messages such as the approach of enemies or the whereabouts of buffalo. And the importance that it does stress here is that be aware. And it says not paying attention to signals can leave you unaware. So beware. And it also says that beware means to be aware. So, it's calling you, and it's asking you to ask yourself, are you lacking in an interest in your surroundings? And it says if you are, this lack of interest in surroundings easily brings on personal problems. Unawareness of approaching enemies can lead to ambush, and unawareness of buffalo movement can lead to starvation. So, you're really being put on notice to just beware of the signs in your environment, and, especially those things you've lost interest in. It's time to gain a new perspective. Remember, we've got this eagle here asking us to fly high, soar. We've had the eagle twice in our, our card reading. And the word ego comes up a lot when I say eagle. Sometimes for me, it's, anyways, it's just, I think we need to all be cautious of our ego, the egoic self, which is, our consciously thinking mind. It records every single thing, and then based on all the information it's taking in, it interprets and it files and it sorts things into nice little folders and categories. It's very analytical, where our inner self, our thinking subconscious mind, is where we really know what's true. And you have to remember that the ego just functions off of its own perception of reality. That means you are forming these opinions off of your own map of reality of what's happened to you in the past. But, we've been told in the card reading to let go of the past. It's not doing us any good holding on to it. And, become this beautiful fox. And you can just, there's such beauty and wisdom from this beautiful spirit fox, that says, trust your talents in changing times. It's time for a change. And it's time to shine, all those parts that are hidden, it's time to bring them forward and, stand firm in those things that you, in your heart of hearts, your soul, get out of your mind, that ego space. Tap in, ground. The mountain talked about grounding and tapping in, and the ego, can sometimes stand in the way of that. We need to just because we're too busy achieving and doing and analyzing this and that, when we just need to be quiet and ground with Mother Earth. And the card was the eagle again, just reminding us, to connect with that higher self and soar, connect with the divine, be the eagle that flies high and almost reaches so high that he can hear the divine and see all. So become like that eagle energy and, stand firm in what you're feeling and trust it. And ground with nature, Mother Earth. We have these beautiful animal energies that are here to help us, to remind us that we have these qualities, Badger is about balancing, the aggressive, tenaciousness, and put it to use in achieving what you want, your heart's desire, that was, we saw that in the Native American card, as well here. The the woman, the weaver, the tapestry, creating her own story, and so it's possible, and this the weasel with its ineptness, its cunningness, its slyness, and its truthfulness, the ability to hear the truth and see the truth and speak the truth. And then, but also we're being told, look at the signals that are being all around you. Those are the nature and things you hear. Be aware, and just be aware of those things that you've lost interest in, reevaluate them. And why have you lost interest in these things? Have you given up hope? Are you doubting? Time to let go and clear out that stuff because it's not serving us. And pay attention to the signals, in your life. By paying attention to the messages that are being sent, they're in many, many forms. We need to just start doing this and going within more. And we want to become, it's a time of, and at this time right now, we're needing to heal. That's what, to me, a lot of this is about, because we're in an epidemic that has become a pandemic because it's spreading fear and panic within people. But the bottom line is there's something we have to heal, and we're seeing that in ourselves and in our country, And so we're being asked to become like the medicine woman. And many of you might be being called upon to become a shamanic medicine woman or a spiritual healer or, whatever that is to you. But for all of us, we're being asked to be this aspect of the mother, The feminine aspect is being called upon, the nurturer, the healer, the caretaker, and to come into balance and be more aware of the value of the plants on this earth and this planet and all her creature beings. We don't really give them the thanks and the honor that they hold. They've sustained us with life for so long. And the secret of this card is her learning to the essence of the spirits of these plants and communicating with them and then using them to heal others and herself. No medicine woman has nothing to heal. We all have something to heal. So we're being asked to really become the medicine woman in your own life. Begin healing those parts of you, those broken parts of you. And, it's time now. The sun, success, and triumph is ours after this time that we're going through, after the difficulties. You see that young girl there, she's distressed and probably overburdened. But the little boy, he's pointing up to the sky and saying, look. He's trying to distract her and be, lovingly in kindness to her. And, so we were, being asked to just take care of one another like this child is trying to do for those that we see that are burdened and stressed out, overwhelmed. Because it's time to shine and be triumphant as not only an individual, but as a people, as a race of human beings, because we are a race of human beings. We should not be judged by the color of our skin or our ethnicity. And so we're just really being told the time is now. This reading is telling us, come back in balance with all the elements of the earth and the wisdom that's within our own being, and center and ground and stand firm. And those things that you're being drawn to do, and not out of some selfishness, but out of giving and love, and nurturing. It's time for the feminine aspect within ourselves, because we all have masculine and feminine aspects to rise and overcome and persevere for all of us. But it has to start with self-realization, going within, grounding, and becoming, like the eagle, and going into the higher realms of consciousness, of the inner self of truth and knowingness. Like the fox, he's got that self-reliant, and he's very able to get around, and all he wants to do is survive. But he's been hunted for his beautiful furs, but we're being told that we don't have to be afraid of that. It's don't be afraid. Don't hide in your dens any longer. It's not saying come out and be silly in the world, like so many people are doing, and not following precautions, because this is real. People are getting sick with it, no matter what the agenda, and we can go all day long on that stuff, and there's many of them, and it's just you have to trust and ground and become like the weasel and begin to listen and hear what the truths are being told to you. You'll know it in your gut. You trust that. You just have to ground and stand tall and firm like the mountains. You connect with Mother Earth and Father Sky, and just be very balanced. Look at the signals and the messages, become the medicine woman in your own life. We've got to heal our woundings. It's like that's what we're seeing in all these protests and marches. It's years and years of oppression of many people, not just black people. Here are the Native Americans, which I have Native American in my bloodline as well. They've been prosecuted, from the day that people came into this country, the United States. So be compassionate and loving and understanding. They're angry. We need to help each other heal. It's time. Let's become like the children. They're loving. They're not, very early in life, they're not judging. They learn that from their parents and society. So, pay attention to these signs, and, use your ability to hear and listen quietly, observe, and then be very intelligent with your actions in creating the world that you want, your life that you want. Be tenacious, persistent, aggressive like the badger, but keep it balanced. Don't shred people to shreds, just because you can. Don't do it. Be compassionate and loving. And again, soar, soar, soar. So thank you, divine beings, for tuning in with me and listening. I hope you got a lot of information with this to help guide you and from your divines. As always, I'm here for private sessions. I'm doing private readings now with tarot cards and consulting and coaching and healing, physical healing, energetic healing. I have so many talents. It's so funny. I just have to share this. My mom told me just yesterday, she said, "You are so talented and so gifted." And I was like, yes, I'm just too. I just can't, sometimes it's hard for me to focus, so I'm being told here too to focus, and go with what my gut is telling me. I know I'm a healer. There's no doubt about that. I've been it for years. But, I do have so many talents, and it's not just in healing. I mean, I've been managers, rehab directors. I've been project managers on films. I've managed musicians when I lived in Austin, Texas. And yeah, I'm one of those people that has many hats and can do many things, and so sometimes it's, I'm like, okay, where am I going now? But I'm trusting my guidance, and my guidance is saying, open up and do more of these card readings. People need guidance. They need answers. They need help and healing. So I'm here to help you. If I can be of assistance, just check it out down below. There's always something about who I am, what I've done, my background. I'm also an author of a couple of books and journals that you can find on Amazon. You can check out my author page. I'll put that down there too. But the platforms you can reach me on, and I do take donations because basically I gift a lot of people. The universe is telling me to, put a price, like when I gift, a love offering of at least $30 if you can't afford my regular prices. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm trusting that. So anyways, beautiful divine beings, you have all my information. I'm sending you so much love and many blessings to you and your loved ones. Go forth and prosper.